Coach, 2 quality opponents this past week and 2 hard-fought losses. What are your takeaways?
Oh, you're talking about the...
Yes.
Oh, we did last week, the state finals. The week before finals, we were on the road all week. We played a game at University of Mexico and then headed to Oklahoma and played in Tulsa against ORU, 2 really good teams. New Mexico, perennial powerhouse in the Mountain West, so it was a really good challenge for us. We left 2 of our probably top 7 players at home due to illnesses, so I was really proud of how our team just battled through some challenges at New Mexico, gave ourselves a chance at the end, to have a chance to win the game, and just didn't get a couple of stops that we needed to get. ORU, really fun, high-flying game there. I told our team at halftime, whichever team decides to play defense is going to win this game, but really neither team played any defense in the game. Both teams scored in the 80s, but I did feel like some things that hurt us at New Mexico, we kind of remedied those. We did a better job of offensive rebounding. We really did a great job of taking care of the basketball at ORU, so we're seeing our team make some strides forward each week. Everybody talks about enjoy the process, it's about the journey, but sometimes you need the outcome to be what you are working towards, just so that your players will stay engaged in the process. And so we're kind of there right now. We need our younger kids to experience some success and come away with some wins. We'd like to, get back-to-back wins pretty soon, just so that, the youth on our team, they understand that everything that we're going through in practice, it's going to help us get the outcome that we want.
And a great opportunity for your teammates, the kids, to finally focus on finals, focus on school.
Yeah.
And, what are the advantages of just giving some of them just some time, not to worry or prepare about a game, but really just get into academics?
Yeah, the week of finals is so important to our program, important to our players academically, that they have time to really focus on finishing the semester out strong in the classroom. And so we, didn't work out as long as we normally do the week of finals. We worked out every day, but it was shorter, just kind of intense, short workouts to allow them the time they needed to just, mentally be prepared for their finals. But it was also an opportunity for us in practice an entire week just to focus on ourselves, not have to worry about a scouting report until we got into the weekend. So I thought it was a really good week overall, and we're thinking that we're going to be really pleased with the grades that come in. Our players had a good semester coming up into finals, and I'm confident they took care of business and did really well executing finals. And so I feel like we're going to be really happy with the way the semester turned out academically.
Nichols, I imagine it might feel a little bit like a conference game. Does it get that kind of feeling going into it? Yeah,
we've played Nichols so many times, played them in regular season, played them in the conference tournament, and so they're an opponent that we're very familiar with. I think Coach Lambert's had our Nichols scout for years, and so I was like, here, take it again, But it's funny, I didn't realize this until I saw in the article leading up to this game that's been since 2015 or something since we've even played them here. Our conference schedule changed, throughout conference play in the Southland. And then the last time they came to Abilene, we played down the street at Hardin-Simmons because of an event in Moody. And then they didn't have a chance to play in Teague. And so yesterday they were here for practice, and their head coach and I are good friends, Doobie Plaisance, and she was like, this place is amazing. She had not even seen the football stadium. So it had been a while since they were on our campus, but very complimentary, when they walked into Moody, wow, this is really, really nice. So I'm excited to play them. It's been a while since they've been here. So, but yeah, it feels very familiar playing Nichols.
And then after that, shortly later, another familiar matchup with McMurray. What's your relationship like with the Warhawks?
Yeah, I've been playing against McMurray my entire coaching career, from the time I started at Hardin-Simmons, and we've had a good relationship with them since I've been at ACU to continue playing. And Drew Long's our head coach. Drew did some amazing things for us on our administrative staff. I really credit Drew with the possibility of staying on campus during the Moody renovation. I think it was, really his idea to figure out how can we play in the Teague Center, and he made that possible. And so we're good friends with Drew, and they're having a lot of success over there. We've got to get through this Nichols game and really lock into getting prepared to play McMurray on Wednesday.
Yeah, so one thing I've noticed, been meaning to ask you about, is on y'all's social media, y'all have started to do after every game this little like buff thing, or like the buffalo thing. I think that's
Yes.
So how did that sort of come about? I'm just curious.
So if you know about buffalo or bison, they, unlike most animals, they run headfirst into a storm. Like animals know when the weather's changing, when a storm is coming. Buffalo, bison, they run headfirst into the storm. And so that's our approach. You know, we're going to face adversity, challenges, and we want to be the kind of men and women that run headfirst into a storm. If you run away from the storm is in control and gets to hover over you. And so we want to like hit the storm head on and get to the other side of it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. So I was just curious. And then also Aspen Thornton has been getting it, that little bison, the little buffalo, I guess plastic. I don't know what to call it. But
It's a treasure.
yeah, it's a treasure. So Aspen Thornton has been getting that the past couple of games. She's had some really strong performances in the past couple games. So just your thoughts on her and how she's been able to transition from Division 2 to Division 1.
You know, I think the Alabama State game was really kind of a turning point for Aspen. She did a great job. That was, golly, forever ago, last time we played at home. But she made some huge strides in that game, and it continued at New Mexico. She was really tough, played bigger players there, but really held composure and did a great job running the offense. And then at ORU, she kind of put us on her back in certain segments of the game, just figuring out how to go get a bucket. And so small in stature, but big heart, really gutsy, gritty player.
Mm-hmm. And then I asked Coach Taylor this, but you guys are nearly at the end of non-conference play, getting ready to head into conference play next week. How would you kind of just assess this team at this point? Like, are you guys like excelling in, and like what things do you want the team to kind of work on heading into conference?
Yeah, the word that we keep talking about with this team is consistency. And you know, Coach Popovich, one of his quotes is about, you know, the most successful teams are the teams that are consistent and competitive. And those are the two things that we work on and talk about all the time. And I think just with so many new players coming into this season, so much youth, we've struggled a little bit with consistency. But you know, when we come back after Christmas, that will be a big point of emphasis. Like, hey, we can't make excuses anymore. Like all the new players and the youth and all of that, like we've got to be a team that's super consistent. And if you can be consistent and competitive, I think you can put yourself in a position to win ball games. And if you look at every game we played this year, we've been in a position to win every single game. We've won some, we've lost some, but I do really credit our team with just being really committed to the cause and committed to our style of play, committed teammates. If you come watch our team, check out the bench. Like the bench will tell you how committed we are. Like every team is in it or every teammate is in it to win it, whether they're on the court or they're on the bench. They exude a lot of joy and happiness for their teammates when they're having success. And so I do think we have to continue emphasizing, though, the consistent piece. Be consistently competitive, be consistently gritty, tough, be a consistent, selfless teammate. Those are the things that we want to continue when we come back after Christmas. But I think where we are right now is really kind of where we expected to be. We would have liked to have had a couple more wins at this point. But I think if you really evaluate where we started and where we are now, we have made huge strides. And we just want our team to continue focusing on being locked in, team first wins, and we think it's going to pay off with some wins in conference play after Christmas.
If you could talk about Maddie's future employment status, that would be fantastic.
I don't really know what God has planned for Maddie, but I do think Maddie, she has figured out she's got a heart for coaching, for people. We are really excited about her being included in this year's class of So You Want to Be a Coach program. It's a really good program that is organized by our national coaches group, the WBCA, and she'll get a chance to be in this program during the Final Four, and it's in Dallas this year, which is super cool. She'll basically be at home, but it really gives you a great insight on what does it look like to be a coach, what does it look like to coach at the college level, and she'll have a lot of interactions with Power 5 coaches, with athletic administrators at the Final Four, just to like get an idea of what it looks like. And I told her, like, I found our director director of ops this year, Aaliyah Green, through the So You Want to Be a Coach program. I just called the WBCA and said, I need the resumes of everyone that was in that program, because we want people on our staff that really have a desire to be coaches. And, this is Maddie's 5th year to be a Wildcat, and it would not be surprising if she's on our staff one day. I mean, she would be a great Wildcat coach for sure.
All right. Christmas plans before we go.
Yeah, our plan right now is after the McMurray game to load up and drive to Lubbock, pick up our youngest daughter. Our oldest daughter is already home for Christmas break, and head to Amarillo. That's where our in-laws are, and we'll come back to Abilene on Friday. We'll unload, then we'll load again, then we'll drive to Haskell to be with my family on Friday, and then we'll have a couple of days just to be at home, just the Goodenoughs, and then the Wildcats will be back on the 26th. So really short break, but we do get to see all of our family, and so we're excited about that. My daughters are both teachers and coaches. My husband's a principal, so they get a really nice break for Christmas, and we're so thankful that our daughters choose to come spend it in Abilene with us. So just looking forward to lots of hugs and lots of time just to spend with them.